is a shell, a round, pink, tender shell, opening and closing, closing and opening. My vagina is a flower, an eccentric tulip, the center cute and deep, the petals strong, but gentle, and the scent delicate. I did not always know this. I learned this in the Vagina Workshop. I learned this from the woman who runs the Vagina Workshop, a woman who really believes in vaginas, a woman who really sees vaginas, a woman who helps other women see their own vaginas by seeing other women's vaginas. In the first session of the workshop, we were asked to draw a picture of our own unique, beautiful, fabulous vagina. That's what she called it. One woman, a pregnant lady, drew a big, red, screaming mouth with coins spilling out. A very, very skinny woman drew a large serving platter with a type of Devonshire pattern on it. I drew a big black dot with squiggly lines coming off of it. The black dot was equal to your generic black hole in space, and the squiggly lines were the people or things or atoms that were getting sucked into it. That's how I always saw my vagina. An anatomical vacuum pulling in particles from surrounding areas. I never thought of it in practical or biological terms. I didn't see it as something attached to me, something between my legs. In the second workshop, we were asked to look at our vagina with hand mirrors. I must admit, everything, up until this point that I knew about my vagina was based on hearsay or invention. I had never seen the thing. It never occurred to me to look at it. It just seemed so reductive and awkward the way we were, the group of us women on our backs, on our mats, with our hand mirrors. I felt the way an earlier astronomer must have felt with a primitive telescope. The first time I saw my vagina, it reminded me of seeing a fish cut open. You discovered this whole bloody, complex world just lurking there, right underneath the surface. But what amazed me most were the layers. Layers inside layers, opening into more layers. I was so amazed. When it came my turn to report back to the group what I saw, I couldn't. I was speechless. My vagina left me speechless. I awakened to what the woman who ran the workshop called vaginal wonder. I just wanted to lay there on my back, legs spread, staring at my vagina all day. Amazing. It was better than the Grand Canyon. Ancient, full of grace. It had the innocence and freshness of a proper English garden. And it was funny. Very funny. It made me laugh. It could hide and seek, open and close. Then the woman who ran the workshop asked how many of us ladies had orgasms. 2 women tentatively raised their hands. I did not raise my hand, though I have had orgasms. I did not raise my hand because they were accidental orgasms. They happened to me. They happened in my dreams, and I would awake in splendor. They happened in water, mostly the bath, once in Cape Cod. It happened on bicycles, on horses, on the treadmill at the gym. But Although I had orgasms, I didn't raise my hand because I didn't know how to make one happen. I never even tried. It seemed wrong getting involved. Right. Manipulative. It seemed Hollywood. Of course, the problem was I hadn't had magical, mystical orgasm in 2 years. And frankly, I was getting desperate. That's why I was in the workshop. Then the moment came. The moment that I was both dreading, secretly longing for. The woman asked us to take our hand mirrors back out and locate our clitoris. So there we were, all of us ladies, on our backs, on our mats, legs spread, searching for our spot, our locus, our reason. And I don't know why, I started to cry. Maybe it was sheer embarrassment. Maybe it was knowing I was going to have to give up the fantasy, the enormous, life-consuming fantasy that someone or something was going to do this for me, that someone was coming to lead my life, to choose my direction, to give me orgasms. I was used to living off the record in a magical, superstitious way, and this workshop, this wild workshop with the shiny blue mat, making it real. Too real. I could feel the panic coming on, the simultaneous terror, and realization that I had avoided finding my clitoris, had rationalized it as mainstream and consumerist, when in reality, I was terrified that I did not have a clitoris. That I was one of those constitutionally incapable, one of those dead, rigid, shut down, bitter, apricot tasting, oh my God! I was panicking, and the only thing I could think of was a time when I was 10, and I wore my gold ring with the emeralds in it, swimming in the lake, and I lost it. And I dove and searched and ran my fingers over rocks and fish and bottle caps and lots of really slimy things, but never my ring. I knew I was going to be punished. Shouldn't have worn it swimming. The woman who ran the workshop saw my terror, my heavy breathing, and my sweating. A lot of sweating. She came over to me. I lost my clitoris. I should have worn it swimming. She looked at me, confused at first, and then smiled and gently stroked my forehead. She told me my clitoris was not something I could lose. It was part of me. It was me. I didn't have to find it. I had to be it. Be it? Be it. Be my clitoris. Be my clitoris. I relaxed. I laid back, and I put the hand mirror down. I saw myself floating above myself. I saw myself as I began to approach re-entry. I felt the way an astronaut must feel re-entering the atmosphere of the Earth. It was quiet, this re-entry. I bounced and landed and bounced. And I came into my blood, my cells, my muscles, and then I just slid into my vagina. And it was easy. And I fit. I was so warm, so ready, so young, and so alive. And then, without warning, I suddenly put my finger on what had become me. There was a little quivering at first, which urged me to stay, and then the quiver and became a quake, an eruption, the layers dividing and subdividing, and it opened onto a plane of light, sound, and silence, and colors, and I felt connection, calling connection, as I lay there, thrashing about in my little blue mat. My vagina is a shell, a tulip, and a destiny. I'm arriving as I'm beginning to leave. My vagina. My vagina. My vagina, me.